Five, four, three.
It's showtime.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Welcome to the party, pal!
See you at the party, Richter! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Get away from her, you bitch!
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
You did not going to say that, did you?
What I do have are a very particular set of skills.
To do the bimes.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Inconceivable!
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
This is a tasty burger.
Face.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I'm the bad guy?
And Hulk. Smash.
I can speak with an English accent.
I have a very great friend in Rome called Biggus Dicker.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
You went over my helmet?
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex? I know, right?
There's no crying in baseball! Hey, where are the white women at?
They're digging in the wrong place.
I'm gonna make him an offer, Captain.
Are you not entertained?
Second start of the run. And straight on for one.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
21 gigawatts!
Wax on, wax off.
Oh my goodness, I am sporting a tremendous Woody right now.
Excuse me? Baking powder?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Bartender is the aristocrat of the working class.
You want to flip 6-3 whole play and you could score.
Cover me. Why so serious?
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria! On this team, we fight for that itch.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
No ticket.
No ticket.
We're gonna get FUBAR now.
What the hell's FUBAR?
I get older, they stay the same age. They just...
Here's Johnny. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. He's 15.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Hope is a good thing. Maybe the best of things. And no good thing ever dies.
Good evening, and welcome to the Reel McCoy. I'm your host, Meffistoe, and usually with me, always with me, my hetero life mate. Oh, my feelings. How are you, sir?
A lot better than everyone in the movie, and I'm not as depressed as I was after doing the second review again.
That's good. That's good. I was waiting for a call from you, but maybe later. Okay, what is the?
Well, this is actually the reason why we made this month was because of this movie. Because like I don't know where else to put it. We could put it in an Aronofsky month, but I know you don't like Pie.
No,
you don't like The Secretary, and you don't like.
I do.
Oh, you do. Okay, but you didn't like The Girlfriend Experience. I think that's what it was.
I think I haven't seen The Girlfriend Experience.
Okay. But it was definitely a no for Pie, so I'm like, I don't know.
Definitely no for Pie. No, not for me. All right, what is the Reel McCoy? You might ask. The Reel McCoy is your weekly movie podcast where we ask you to go watch a movie, you watch it, come back to us, and we break it down for you. This month, we decided to sort of concentrate on drugs or drug-filled movies or drugs.
Because drugs are bad, okay?
Drugs are bad, okay. Yeah, I always get the name of the month wrong when I go into my spiel, and All My Feelings is here to correct me every single time because he's in charge of the names and they're fucking good, and he is so angry with me that when I fuck it up. You just don't hear it because he sends me a message at around 6 a.m. Sunday where I'm like middle of work and he thinks I'm just beginning. No. I'm at the end of the day. He sends me a message like, you fucked it up again. It's like, I know. All right. So the entire
side note, the pictures that are a little backstage segment there, I know where that's from now.
I told you.
I know where it's from.
Surprise.
It took me a second, but I'm like, okay, yeah, I know where it's from. Okay.
If I didn't say anything, you would probably not think about it.
Until you brought it up, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
Son of a bitch. I ruined it again. All right. So the entire month was sort of like what my feeling said, was resting as a cornerstone of Requiem for a Dream, the movie we are discussing today. It is a hard watch, especially on the first time, especially when you're not prepared for it. Do you agree on my feelings?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Where did this movie actually catch you for the very first time?
The first time I saw it was in 2001. I was still in high school because I saw it was also when I saw oddly enough, the other film that we were going to review was Blow, was the same year. I saw that and several other, like, again, I think that's also the first year that I saw Trainspotting as well.
A very interesting year. Very interesting year.
Yeah. So how about you?
To me, I think I've seen it like 2003 or 2004. Didn't really think about it too much. I knew it was sort of an artsy movie, so it is in my ballpark because, you know, I like the popular stuff, but every once in a while, I'll just go and watch some movie that really doesn't really pique my interest in terms of like thematically, right? But then I watched it and I was like, this is a great movie about the sort of spiraling staircase of life and how things can just spin out of control. Watching it critically, way different than just watching it, not thinking too much about themes, about where things are going. It is so different because I did not want to kill myself after watching this movie this time at all. My brain was constantly thinking, which is great. That's kind of what at least at this age, that's kind of what I'm looking for in movies. I want to get a good story. I mean, if it's an action movie, let's face it, I'm just here for the popcorn. But more and more, I would like to have a story that is told, and at the end of the movie, when everything is done, it kind of lingers on and makes you think about like your life choices and your like where you are in the story, not you specifically, but how you would deal with certain things. It's like movies that kind of makes you think after the movie is done, at least for like 5, 6, 10 minutes after the movie's done. Now, I really enjoyed the Jennifer Connelly parts, but they're not as down and dirty as I remembered them. Let's just call it that.
No.
There are like 2 moments.
The party scene is the real big one. Yeah.
And I for some reason, it's got stuck in my head that I remember it being at the start and not at the end, but it really makes sense why it's in the end and not the start, because it's, like I said, a spiraling kind of a
in so many ways. Like I'm glad that Aronofsky stuck with the actual full way, that like good, tried and true 3-arc storytelling. Like there's a clear, it's clear and cut, and it's even clear and cut in basically it's by the seasons in this one. Like this, they set it up perfectly that way.
I haven't put it in my notes, but we will discuss it as we go into the movie. Now,
but
today,
what I was
we didn't discuss this for backstage for a reason. We're gonna go jumping back and forth, and we're not gonna go straight in dissecting everything. Okay, so be prepared.
Okay. No, what I want to say is I'm glad that he didn't fall into the pit traps that so many have done, especially it's like it really. I mean, obviously Tarantino wasn't the start of it, where again it's the chop cut where there's the epilogue and then the story begins, because like obviously even the year before this, Fight Club notably did it, that was huge at the time. Which he could have done very easily. So you could have very easily had those 3 characters at the tail end, like especially before Harry gets his arm cut off, and Tyrone's in prison, Sarah's basically in a psych ward, and well, the A to A.
You can say ass to ass.
I was waiting for a time limit.
No time limit.
Okay.
No time limit. That's why we have a 2.5-minute intro. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I was going to say,
right.
but it very well could have. They could have splice cut that at the beginning and then cut to like, oh, and then here's how it started that summer with them. Then Harry at his mom's apartment stealing the TV.
All right, cool. Let us begin at the very beginning, and is a little segment we like to call Behind the Screens.
Sound production, take 2.
Behind the Screens is where we turn to us, and we get the lowdown on everything that is behind the scenes, production stuff, and a little extras here and there. Okay, I will start, and you'll interject as we go along. The movie was based on a book written by Hubert Selby Jr., and it was published in 1978. The settings in the book were in 1970, but the movie updated it to the new millennium. Let's just say like late 90s. Was released after the millennium hit.
Which is very interesting because just as an aside from our conversation about Basketball Diaries, this actually does fit.
That's exactly why I put those notes there. I saw them and I was like, that's okay. Let's discuss. This movie has no timeline. This is 1995. Right?
Yes.
There's no like the new millennium. There's no timeline. There's just summer, fall, and winter.
Well, and there's also no, I would say, parlance or common phrasing of the time being utilized. Like they're not speaking jive in this movie.
Oh yeah.
So there's no way you could really tell that like what time it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it can be in the 70s, but they didn't dress it up as the 70s. They didn't really have the budget to do it, but they haven't dressed it up as the 70s. They just made it current day, and all the jive talk that Tyrone has in the book completely reworked. Now, if we're talking about the reworking, Selby himself was heavily involved in the film production, mostly in the writing bits, because he co-wrote the entire script with Aronofsky, but he was there on set in order to do short little rewrites, things that kind of looked good on page, but didn't really look good on film. He was there throughout the time. Now, in order to cast... In order to cast the film,
buddy, just a heads up. Your camera has frozen a couple of times. Yeah, it freezes for like 10-15 seconds. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Callan mentioned
I will make the
and it just did it again.
I will make the proper corrections. I think it's something to do with something that I've seen in other. There. Should stop right now, right?
Yeah. Just wanted to let you know because people might bring it up.
Steam was on for some reason.
Okay.
So, and it was probably downloading something.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. Casting. On my feelings, that's all you.
So again, we had talked about it backstage, but really there were several different actors that were considered for major roles to begin with. Obviously, Sarah was the first pick that Aronofsky wanted was Faye Dunaway, but she actually openly just rejected the part. She thought it was not for her, especially at this time in her career, which makes sense. But Ellen Burstyn actually rejected it because she thought it was too depressing.
Amongst other things she said about the script.
Yeah, but she was really impressed by Aronofsky's previous work, most notably Pi.
I have no idea why, but go ahead.
I like it. But so then she agreed to be in the role. Originally of our trio of Tyrone, Marianne, and Harry, initially it was going to be Giovanni Ribisi, Neve Campbell, and Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yes.
Which,
tell us why each one of them declined.
All three declined, but I know initially Neve Campbell, because she wanted to do lighter hearted material after obviously Scream, and then obviously was it Wild Things.
Yeah, she outright rejected it for the full nudity that Aronofsky said you cannot get away from that. Even though, you know,
their mirror scene, Jennifer Connelly isn't fully naked, even though she's wearing a merkin.
Well, you don't know if she's wearing a merkin or not. You guess as much, but you know, this is the 2000s, not the 2010s. I don't know.
Obviously, I thought Giovanni Ribisi would have been a good Harry, even though I like Jared Leto as Harry.
Do you know why Aronofsky actually picked Giovanni in the first place?
I can't remember what film he was in that he loved.
Two things, not films. Two things. One, he already had the Brooklyn accent.
Yes.
He could nail. He's not from there, but he has the New York accent.
Yeah.
And two, he has a curly blonde hair, and in the book, Harry is described as curly blonde haired guy. So that's what
at that time,
exactly. So that's the two things.
About is Dave Chappelle, because I wasn't sure about Dave Chappelle. I know because this is after he did Half Baked, but that was a comedy, and
he wanted him for the role because he liked Dave Chappelle's acting. That's
fair.
it.
That's fair.
But Chappelle rejected it for the reason which he kind of rolled into doing the Chappelle Show, which is I'm kind of done with like film acting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He did the Nutty Professor. He did Half Baked. He did like You Got Mail with Tom Hanks. He was his friend, but it wasn't like, it wasn't a big role at the end of the day. And if that role would have been sort of whitewashed and into like a white friend, it would probably be the same-ish. I don't like the movie, but you know,
that's what it is.
I had to watch it more than once.
Yeah,
I'm married.
Well, that was going to go on with Marlon Wayans though.
Yes.
I like Marlon Wayans as Tyrone because he is actually the sympathetic drug dealer.
Sort of.
Yeah,
sort of.
He's more of like again, as opposed to Mark Wahlberg's character in Basketball Diaries, who was kind of a sociopath.
Oh yeah, he was an asshole, but also he kind of a dick.
Yeah,
at the same time.
And dicks fuck pussies, but they also fuck assholes.
We reached the point of the show where it's almost at the 5-year mark.
It's getting self-referential.
And I was like, yeah, interesting. Okay. Go on.
Well, that immediately brought me back to, come on, Team America.
I know where that's from. That's why I spun around in disbelief.
With Marlon Wayans, it's so interesting that he loved the script so much that he went back and he was constantly actually reading the source material over and over and over and over again. And he actually had to audition, as we talked about backstage, like 5 times in order for Aronofsky to actually give him the role.
He said he was, I understood he was dedicated for the role because he saw him as, you know, the goofy guy from...
He's the Wayans brother. I mean...
Yeah. He's the goofy guy from like Scary Movie and such. So, yeah.
He's the guy who literally did the "What's up" joke.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he didn't do it in the original commercial, but he did it in the Scary Movie.
He did it. No, he did the spoof in Scary Movie. Yeah. Which, you know, they're doing another one, which why?
Because they're doing a second Spaceball movie and it's not called The Search for More Money.
Which
Thank
is like,
you very much, Mel Brooks. Fuck
you're
you.
missing everything. Anyway, so we got the casting of, so in preparation for it, Jared Leto spent many times actually doing a lot of method stuff where he moved actually into the Brighton Beach area. Actually, so did Jennifer Connelly. Actually, oddly enough, in the same apartment building that Marion as the character lived in.
Yep.
But so Leto actually lost 28 pounds to play the role.
Yeah.
And at the time, obviously, this is a guy who does not need to lose any weight to begin with. Jared Leto is not a very fit man. Like he's not muscular, and he wasn't overweight to begin with or anything. It's like, yeah, a little dangerous. Not as dangerous as Mr. Bale and the Machinist.
The Machinist.
Ooh,
Mechanic.
boy.
Mechanic is Statham.
That's Statham.
Yeah.
That's a fun, weird movie that made like 10 sequels now, I think.
4? 3?
That's enough. But then again, if you look at every single one of Jason Statham's films, like, wait, is this the beekeeper or the mechanic, or the mechanic, or is it what is it, the transporter? Or
no comment.
They all kind of flow together.
There's a handful of films that I love Jason Statham in them. None of them are popcorn worthy. I mean, no, none of them are popcorn worthy.
What, like Lock, Stock is?
It's not a popcorn movie.
It's fun
Snatch
enough,
is not
though.
a popcorn movie.
It's still fun, though.
It's fun, but it's not like Expendables fun.
Oh, yeah, it's true. That's very true.
That's
true.
That's the levels. Anyway.
Well, that and also the bank job, which we need to put that in.
I talked to my wife about I talked to my wife about the bank job yesterday. Yesterday.
I know we talked about that on when we were doing the podcast a couple weeks ago. I'm like, yeah, that movie's fucking great.
Yep, it was still on my mind, dude.
Anyway,
all right, next.
So Leto and Wayans actually were forced to not only cut sugars, but also to the first bit of cutting carbs as well.
No sugars and no sex for 30 days.
Yeah.
So they would learn about the cravings. That's how Aronofsky.
That's Aronofsky put it that way. Yeah,
exactly.
I would say also, well, speaking of how Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly went down, actually, Ellen Burstyn did a lot of time actually just interviewing ladies from around the Brooklyn area about their lives, trying to get into the mindset of Sarah Goldfarb, which I thought was great work. Which, again, we talked about this backstage, but she got snubbed for the Oscar. She deserved it. She really
I did tell you.
I know.
She was up against the Hollywood machine that is called Julia Roberts with Aaron Brockovich. She had no chance of winning.
Yeah.
No
and then,
chance.
So the other bit that's obviously then Connelly also did a lot of things where she did field research on fashion and how people would actually design clothes. And she also actually went to NA meetings.
Yes, she did. Just to listen to the stories, essentially. Not necessarily partake, but listen to the stories and how what crazy things people did for drugs, essentially.
And
right,
which is so funny, just as an aside, is I love the fact that Burstyn says, like, yeah, The Exorcist was easy compared to making this movie.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. So Jared Leto didn't really live in that apartment building. He lived in the streets around the apartment building.
Oh, no, Connelly did. Not
Connelly
Leto.
did.
Yeah.
He was living around the building in the street, talking to heroin addicts. Didn't really go into meetings. I think he went to a substance center,
did he go to a methadone clinic or
a methadone clinic? Yeah,
okay,
sort of that way to pick people's brains, essentially. He also went full method by injecting water into his veins, because why not? Like a saline solution, by the way. He wasn't going full method and trying to jab heroin in his his veins.
Well,
like McGregor tried to do.
The only way I'm gonna know how to do it if I just mainline some H. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, no problem. So you mentioned Ellen Burstyn. Oh, before that, Connelly. I want to stay with Connelly. Connelly not only went to see how to design some stuff. Aronofsky actually allowed her to design all of her outfits in the movie, just to get into that mindset. Plus, he, remember the January where we covered like independent films and how people just brought stuff from home.
Well, they're not really. No, they were independent films. They were just really shitty movies that had to be made for cheap.
Yeah. So Darren Aronofsky actually allowed her to do that. Okay.
Which is good for her, because that outfit that she wears after leaving Arnold's, like that jacket that she has, the little rain jacket, that's nice. Good for her.
Yep. So Ellen Burstyn, why was she deserving of an Oscar? Well, like a lot of Oscar winners in the future and in the past, she had to go through 4 hours of makeup at the first parts of the movie because she was wearing two different fat suits to have a gradual going down in weight. The first one was 40 pounds and the second one was 20 pounds.
She was also wearing lose like 10 pounds during filming too.
Yes, because she was wearing all of that, it actually did help her to lose that extra 10 pounds. Yep. Now she's wasn't really overweight, but it was an extra bit to sort of finalize that very end. She was also wearing a fake neck and several different wigs. It wasn't her hair throughout the movie. Now, it's a little bit Burstyn and other actors because they during the movie they were using something called a snorri cam. I didn't know it was called a snorri cam. Mm-hmm. It's the camera that they put on an actor, which faces the actor, which gives it that when they move, it kind of moves with their shoulders, so their face is kind of transfixed in the frame where everything else around them kind of moves. It was not a unique technique, but they used that in order to get those shots really close up in the face to sort of draw out the intimacy and the emotion that the audience has with the actor going through some sort of a depression or depressing moment. They used it with Marion when she stepped out of that the apartment
out of Arnold's
with Keith David, and I was like, I totally forgot Keith David.
Yeah, Keith David. Movie. He's Big Tim.
I totally forgot it. It was him.
Oh no.
Yeah. And with Ellen Burstyn, and when she was wearing that sort of thing, remember, Ellen Burstyn is not young as Jennifer Connelly or Jared Leto.
It actually makes a lot of sense when she's in that one Manic episode late at night where she's sitting there and she's just sweating with the camera right on her face, how they would use a snorri cam that way. Yeah.
And welcome, Bush. And Jesus Christ. I'm not going to highlight that, but I know about it, and I want you to be healthy. Sorry, I'm laughing. It's... my mother went through the same thing. I'm just... Center. Breathe. Thank you. Okay. So during the film, along with the snorri cam, I don't understand why it's called a snorri cam, but it is what it is. Along with the snorri cam, they used a rapid cut editing technique in the movie. In fact, it was around 2,000 cuts, which was a record, was at least a record-setting thing at the time for a movie that was around 100 minutes.
Yeah,
so it's just a timeline.
Didn't he use the exact same method in Pi?
Yeah. To a degree. to a degree. And also, like, Guy Ritchie used it in Snatch in particular, much more than Lock, Stock. But in Lock, Stock, Edgar Wright used it with his editor in the Cornetto trilogy.
Yep.
It's sort of that, where usually a 100-minute movie has around 600 to 700 different cuts. So about almost 2.5 times more. Now, during the I'm old speech that Ellen Burstyn did,
that's what we talked about backstage. Like, yep, we got to skip over that because I'm going to start crying again.
The fact of the matter is, the cinematographer who was shooting it actually had to step away from the camera because it was getting fogged from tears that he had.
Yeah.
Now, when he did that, the camera moves slightly to the side. And that is the take that is in the final cut.
Oh.
Because Darren Aronofsky was like, okay, that take was so good, it made the cinematographer cry. I'm keeping that. The time lapse when Sarah goes into the hyper mode when she started like taking the diet pills, that time lapse cleaning of the entire apartment actually took 40 real minutes, sped up. But even when it was sped up, Burstyn still had to do it in rapid motion just to emphasize how jerky the character is and how
absolutely manic she is.
The character is. So it also, like, it's 40 minutes sped up, fine, we know about this, but she was also doing it really fast during the regular take. The phone call, that last phone call between Marion and Harry was done in real time. So both actors were there on different sides of a soundstage. They were actually connected via phone, and they shot it simultaneously while they were talking. So when the edit goes, the edit goes, but the entire conversation was shot just the once, and just use the cuts. That's about it. Marion's bathtub. Now, I have a show and tell for that one.
Yeah.
Marion's bathtub scene was actually homage to a very, very famous anime, which is called Perfect Blue.
Yep.
Yes, I will put this on stage. One side is Marion. The other side is Perfect Blue. I don't remember the name of the character because that movie is fucked up. And also, when Marion kind of exhales and yells in the water, same deal happens in this movie as well. And yes, you ruined the surprise. Whatever. Okay. During the heroin distribution scene, where finally Harry and Tyrone are going to score big, that scene is filled with real life drug addicts
Junkies?
as extras.
I figured.
Just for authenticity.
So is that also when they're doing each deal on the street?
No.
Okay.
Just that moment. At least to my research. Right. So normally what we do is kind of skim over the composer of the
but this is a good one.
Yes. So this entire movie has a very unique sound to it, or at least a theme to it, a score to it. The composer's name is Clint Mansell, and he started doing like composing for movies on Darren Aronofsky's Pi. But initially, his sort of thinking of how to actually start working on the score for this movie, he was thinking more of a sort of a hip hop style, maybe combined with like techno, but it didn't really feel right because he was trying to match the edit style to it. But when he kind of saw, well, it's going for a more somber tone, he wrote the score to match it using a quartet, essentially.
Yeah, because it was by the Kronos Quartet. And what's interesting is how Clint Mansell worked with David Lang as well, the composer.
Yeah,
with the Kronos Quartet on that, with the mixes of, again, like at the time Oakenfold was really big, but like they even had old Delirium stuff in there, which was like, wow, that's a really deep cut. And also, like, obviously, like Lux Eterna, that is what this film is known for. It's the leitmotif. Is that was so great because that entire piece itself has been adapted and utilized in how many other projects now?
Metric ton, I think.
Hundreds.
Not to mention,
it's insane.
Not to mention every other like shorts / TikToks / Instagram reel. Like every fifth one has the Lux Eterna thing.
Yeah.
Every fifth. It is fucking insane. It's either that, Interstellar, or like another Hans Zimmer stuff, like all of that. It's so prevalent. The original, which is this, kind of got it lost in translation, I would think. But the rest of the themes in the movie, almost all of them have some sort of an off-key, sort of something kind of wrong with them on purpose in order to create discord in the theme and put you on edge.
Yes.
Throughout the movie. And like, if you notice it, good. If you haven't, it's that sound that doesn't really fit in the score while an action is going on, putting you on edge and you don't even know it's happening. Like that's what I said about watching stuff critically and then watching stuff just as to watch. I noticed that right away. Like,
and what I find
right away.
That what I love about that too is it's not only, this is utilized more often than not in horror films where it's string stings that will get you on edge.
Yeah.
Or in other films that, especially on lower budget films, they'll have Foley artists make some kind of creative sound that they can meld in order to put, like, there is something that triggers that fight or flight sense in your brain almost. That, like, I don't know what's going on right now, but I don't like it.
Yeah. All right. Speaking about talk about creative vision for the role. Darren Aronofsky had to fight several major battles with his production partners. As one might think after watching this movie, this is to make sure his artistic vision will not be messed with for a reason. Now, first of all, he outright refused to change the ending or soften it in any shape or form. He did not agree that there's some sort of a happy ending in, like, addiction to drugs or anything else. Now, he did compromise about the cast because originally he wanted them to be teenagers.
Yes.
But the fucking studio or production team or whatever said, no fucking way. We're already going into like NC-17 territory, which we'll touch upon in a second. Just make them young adults, maybe not even mention their age, which they don't even mention their age at all.
No.
They're just not talking about high school.
Well, they all look like they're in their early 20s. That's which
essentially
perfectly fits.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, just as we have gone through several other films this month, I'm glad that this is the one that we did, and also that we Blow, because Blow has a sad ending, but it's only emotionally sad. Like, you feel bad for the main character because he can't reconcile with his daughter. But other than that, he got out of prison. He's fine. He didn't die.
Kind of.
But every other one's like, oh no, they turned their lives around. I'm like, that's not how the story usually ends.
That's why Jim Carroll really hated the ending of the Basketball Diaries. Right. So eventually, what happened was, with all the arguments and everything, 3 weeks before the shooting began, $1 million was cut from Aronofsky's budget, which was a bummer because they had to scramble and start changing things, but they did not change anything that was written down in the script. Just had to change a few things that they wanted to elaborate with and had to be cut away. Now, I said the film was initially rated as NC-17. Aronofsky went to the MPAA and filed a formal complaint, not complaint, but appeal to the MPAA, and it was fully rejected. And he wasn't prepared to cut a few of those moments at the very, very end. The ass scene and the injection scene as well. And what they ended up with is Aronofsky opted to release the movie without the rating at all. So it was
fully unrated.
Unrated movie. Now, in a surprising move, the studios backing it, Lionsgate, actually supported that. They didn't agree with the NC-17 as well. They wanted it to be R-rated.
You have to remember, this is late 90s, early 2000s Lionsgate. That was like Miramax in the early 90s.
Kind of. Yeah, I'm
they were willing to back the creators.
I'm frozen for some reason again.
Well, yeah, you keep going in and out.
I can't do anything about it except for like going out and trying to come back in. Do you want me to do that?
You can cut camera.
I can try.
You should be fine then.
Oh, I can see it now. It jitters. Let me try something else. No. I can hear screaming on the other side of that door, which means no bueno. Okay, sorry. Can't do anything about it. Yeah, I keep freezing. If it's a problem for anybody, I will turn off the camera, which I don't like to do, and we will continue.
No, see, Zombie, what it is, it's actually all ventriloquism. He's just really, really good at it.
Not really. I do have a hand up my ass, though. All right. Let me finish this up. Okay. So the film ultimately...
As soon as you said that, you froze.
Oh. God damn it. Right. Let me try another thing.
So this shouldn't have any effect on the games, but I think Meph will be right back.
Yes. No, I put me on the back end and front end now. Anyway, one last thing. Hopefully no freezing. Hopefully. Let we go there. We'll put that there. I may or may not have needed to reboot my PC today. Okay. So the film ultimately was done on a $4.5 million budget, and it took $7.3 million a take, which was worldwide. Half of it was domestic, half of it was international. And And of course, Ellen Burstyn was nominated for an Academy Award for her portrayal of Sarah, which kind of brings us to the first game of the day. It is called Missing Marquee. Missing Marquee is where we don't press on that button. Missing Marquee is where we take 10 movies, not 10 movies, yes, 10 movies, 10 movie posters, have their text written off. We display them, and you guys out there will have to have to guess which movie this is. There we go.
I said we've got some list of heavy hitters today, so this should be a quick round.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be sort of lightning round.
Yep, it's
yes,
boom, boom, boom.
Here we go. It is Juno. Moving right along.
This is one we actually could put in that month we were going to talk about before for May.
We could have.
Yeah.
But we won't, so we don't.
Jay's got it.
This is Glory, correct. Not
chomping at the bit today.
Not Gettysburg.
The worst adaptation ever.
Agree. Also,
Jay's got it.
What the hell were they thinking? It is the Green Hornet.
Like, what?
I made a review about this movie. And
this movie's awful.
Somebody wrote down that this movie is so awful, he does not believe Brad Pitt actually made it through this movie. And I was like, really? It's fucking good. I know some people don't like it, but
I hate this movie. I hate this movie.
You hate it because what happens at the very end. This is Legends of the Fall. This movie,
I cannot believe they're making a sequel, or they made a sequel.
They made a sequel. I don't know if they released it yet, but they made a sequel. And I
got
don't
you to watch this
understand
one.
why.
I got you to watch this one
I'm so happy you
last
did.
year. Like, this is a fun, great movie. Yeah,
It's a fun movie.
Paul's got it.
Was it last year?
Was it last year or was it 2 years ago?
I think it could be. Maybe
I think it was last year
because
because that was modern films. Yeah, modern ones.
Yeah. Ready or Not.
Yep. We talk about this movie all the time, and we never.
We haven't found a theme to do it in.
Yeah.
Bush is like, fuck, damn it.
Jay's got it.
Jay's got it again. It is Red. I think the big S kind of. I mean, even if you just do this, you're like, what movie is this? This is Superman. This is a little bit harder. If you want to know the difference between this and another movie he did in the 70s, which wasn't really up to par with this, it's The Hat.
Oh, yeah.
This is The French Connection.
I just remember when we actually reviewed Superman 2, we're like, everybody hated Christopher Reeves.
Eminem, too.
Yeah.
Last one. I've seen this movie 4 times and 4 times too many. This
is what I said. We got
Holiday.
Hitters this weekend. Like, this is going to be an easy one.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, come on. Who doesn't?
This is Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
And Jay's got it. Jay's got it already again. But all I'm thinking of is that when
everybody was running so fast they fucked it up. Yes, this is Twins. Everybody got it. Good.
That always reminds me of that old commercial. And Twins.
All right. There we go. I wanted to start. I know we didn't. We're going to jump backwards and forwards. Now, I'm going to put this on screen because It actually ties in with last week's movie and a specific scene that we kind of discussed, which is I wanted
just an aside before before we get into it.
Sure.
While you're pulling that up, Sander. No, the game, we only give you a taste. That's why you come back for more.
Yes. You want more? I have got. I'm trying to look for it, but I started to.
Thank you, Boosh. Yeah, that's it.
To come back.
And twins.
I started to scroll back about 4 or 5 weeks ago, but I've got about 100 folders. About 100 folders with 10 movies per. That's about 1,000 movies.
Yep.
And I, little by little, add here and there a poster that I kind of find here and there to put in. But yeah, cool. All right. So, like I said, a scene that we talked about last week, and in this week, it's kind of the same scene, but not really. It's the scene where the drug addict's son is on one side of the door and the mom is on the other side of the door, where the mom really doesn't want to give money to the son, but she kind of, in this one, she kind of gives them the money, but not really. It's really backwards how they do it.
It's more kind of what the character in Basketball Diaries did, what Jim's mom did to prevent him from spiraling down further. Essentially, Sarah does not want to do that to Harry. So what she's doing is she's constantly enabling his behavior by, okay, he's going to take my TV, go pawn it. I'm going to go buy it again from Mr. Rothstein, and I'm going to put it back in. He's going to come back and steal it again.
Yep. And the weird part is, it seems like she's either in denial that he's a drug addict, because she knows he's going to steal the TV, because she's going to give the same $20 that the vendor gives to the vendor, or gets from the vendor for the TV. It's the same $20 that she pays him. So there's a weird back and forth that is going on. And yes, when you're saying in this one, in Basketball Diaries, the mom doesn't really enable the son. In this one, she's either in denial, which enables him, or she knowingly enables him, but she doesn't say anything about his drug use. She doesn't seem to know about his drug use.
I think, to be honest, I think she's clearly aware, and the only reason why she doesn't do anything about it is touched upon in the kitchen scene, where she's so lonely. She has nothing. Harry's at least coming around. Even though he's coming around only to steal from her, at least he's there to visit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting to it, Bush. Don't worry. I'm getting to it. It's hard to do all the stuff, at least for me. I don't see it. I don't see I know why. Twitter is being an ass. Though I do not block anybody, it will sometimes not get the messages through. I don't see anything. Maybe it's in requests. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And you are full on frozen the whole time, bud.
I know. Every time I drop to do something else.
Yeah. I would say just drop cam for the rest of this one, and we can mosey on through.
I hate doing that, but I might need to. It's just because I didn't reboot the PC. I've got all this shit left. I'm not following you, Bush. I'm not following a lot of people. I dropped a lot of follows. I was following like 1,000 people, and I dropped it to 91. I'll drop you a follow. I don't want to deal with it, but you said I'm trying. That's all I see. So if you want to send me something again, go ahead. All right. Let's just keep going. Essentially, what I wanted to get to is the three characters. Let's talk about Sarah first, okay? Sarah,
with Ada, and also though you have to love. We got the villain from Happy Gilmore.
yes.
Tappy.
What's his name?
Shooter McGavin, but in this he's
I know
Tappy.
Shooter. It's Christopher something.
Oh,
I don't remember his name.
Can't remember his last.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin has a show
called Tappy something. So his name's Tappy.
Yeah, yeah. But he's selling. He's sort of like not really a televangelist. He's more of
no, but it seems like he's selling like a lifestyle routine because he keeps saying like how he cut out red meat and sugar.
Yeah, he cut out red meat, and all I was thinking. This is seriously. He tells people to cut away red meat in order for them to go, I don't know, vegan. And then they would be weak, which means they would be weak in the head. And it would be easier to fall into his shtick and his con.
Yeah.
That's all I was thinking about. Go ahead.
God damn it, Boosh. That's a good quote from that movie. Wait, you eat shit for breakfast?
Good call. Yes. Yes.
But no, just that's so good. I think he's selling some kind of like juice cleanse because they keep mentioning like you got the juice. Yeah. So it must be something like that. But that scene right there, I just wanted to bring it up because we brought it backstage is how funny it is. My mom did something very similar like this several years ago.
Go ahead. I'll find it.
She had very, very light hair, like light blonde hair. And her friend was like, well, she wanted to dye her hair red. It came out complete clown orange, and it was right before Christmas. So she said, nobody takes a picture of me this Christmas. God damn it.
She didn't want any
and to
evidence.
this year, there are photos of everybody in the family except for her that year.
Yeah. And, the famous Christmas pictures.
Yes.
But yeah, it's how it came to be. Somebody calls her on the phone, right? And she says she won a TV. And she's like, I don't want to pay for a TV. Like,
no, not a TV. No. She didn't win. She won the chance to be on TV.
Oh, yeah. She had the chance to be on it.
And the only thing is that I would think overall it was just like a scam artist or it was a delusion in her head. Like, first of all, the first time I watched it, I'm like, no, she's clearly just crazy. But no, she actually did get something in the mail and mailed something back. She did get
something in the mail, but essentially nothing happened afterwards. Yeah. And that really actually helped feed her delusion because she just sort of like she was preparing to be on TV, and on TV everybody's going to see me. And this is her sort of because it's all dreams of people. It deals with the dreams that are unfulfilled. It's her dream is to be noticed because she's so lonely. She wants everybody to notice her, to sort of to see that she exists. Let's just call it that way. And
you have to remember, this is before her amphetamine psychosis, Boosh. You have to be sure about that. You have to remember that. What I find so great is the fact she says how it's you stated that very eloquently there, Meth, because her being on television is again her being seen, and it all goes back to really just about when we get to the kitchen conversation is about like how she is just outrageously and disparagingly lonely.
Yeah,
she is not seen by anyone.
And her sort of preparation, I'm strictly dealing with Sarah right now. Her sort of preparation is it kind of builds up because this is Act 1. This is summer. It takes about 40-ish minutes, which is a bulk, sort of a big bulk of the movie.
Yes.
The summer part, the sort of, let's call it the more optimistic part, is when she is trying to sort of, okay, I need to get into this dress her friend kind of can't really zip her up.
Ada,
Kind of leads to you need to lose a little bit of weight. So she goes into this diet where she needs to eat grapefruit and eggs and like black coffee.
Which I love. Oh my god! Again, you mentioned the snap cuts, the 2000 edits. Just the thing where the grapefruit smash cut where it's been completely cored, then the egg and the eggshells and the coffee, then the empty coffee cup. Like that's the first kind of bits that you get. And the more and more pills that she takes, the more frenetic it gets. Like it's so great.
Yes. And the fact of the matter is, it's like I said, it's a sort of progression thing where she starts to go on the diet. She sits with all of her yentas.
They are. Oh, they are. They are so much. They are.
They're all Jewish old yentas from Brooklyn. And they're sort of talking about it. And then, of course, the mailman comes with those papers, which gives her an extra boost. And she's like, oh, it's really close. Or like all of her friends go into her house. They all help fill that questionnaire up and they send it. It was like, oh shit, everybody goes to the mailbox where she sends it. So everything is for her kind of seems optimistic.
Which is so funny.
But
just
then,
do you know who plays the mailman?
Yes, he's a Latino guy.
No,
he's been in
he's
a
not
lot
Latino.
of He's not?
No.
Who is he?
He's AJ Nadeau. He was Sahir Ahmadinejad in Office Space.
That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It feels good to be a gangster.
Oh, where am I? No. I was going for this. This is just one frame of like an entire scene because the movie does go back and forth and back into this character and that character. And it just jumps mid scene. It drops to another scene and then it drops back into this scene. And that whole process of getting ready for everything, which one of her friends, the other friend that tells her about the pills, diet pills.
That was Ray. Like, my daughter lost 35 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did half Brooklyn, half Southern. I don't know where I was going with that one.
I don't know. For her, it was like full Brooklyn, like specifically Jewish Brooklyn. She's the one that kind of pushed her to the pills. And essentially, if you notice, she's the one with the other friend coming to visit.
Yes.
So the two friends that kind of pushed her into
Ada and Ray into dieting. Yeah, they're the ones
into dieting and looking better.
And that's why they're crying and hugging each other at the end.
Yes.
What's interesting too is I'll hold on. I'll hold off until we get to the kitchen scene.
No. I'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to literally move forward. It's the two friends that are coming to her to visit. And after they see her in the state she's in, where she basically doesn't have any hair anymore or very little, and she is way skinnier and looks emaciated. And
well, it's also
like,
she had electroconvulsive therapy where the lights are on, but nobody's home.
And they totally go outside. They don't cry in. They do cry outside.
Outside, yeah.
Outside, because you can't really show the people.
And it's in so many ways with the way that they're curling up to each other. The whole bit where at the end they all revert to almost being childlike because every character ends up in some kind of fetal position.
Yes. Yes. I wanted to show this because this is one of the first times where I was like, yes, I was there. And I don't know what the fuck happened with the roller coaster. It's called a cyclone or a hurricane.
The cyclone, yeah.
That's
off of Brighton Beach. Yep.
Yeah. I don't remember it being on that side. I think they rebuilt it on the other side. Because it's not, when I was there 2 years ago, it wasn't near that tower. It was on the other side of Coney Island. So if you see the big Ferris wheel, it was on its, let's say, the left of it.
Yeah.
And when they did show close-ups of it, I think it was Harry. Not sure if it was Harry and Marion or Harry and Tyrone. I actually walked near it. Yeah, it was Harry and Tyrone at the very start when they stole the TV. They walk near it.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's in complete disrepair.
Yep.
So I'm not even surprised. They literally renewed the entire thing and moved it to another place.
Oh, because that could have been when they did the demolition and reconstruction on the other side then. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be. Now, the new Cyclone or the Cyclone? Yeah, the new Cyclone still kind of looks old, but not that old. not in that state.
Because I do think because that was actually a classic wooden roller coaster too, right?
It still is.
Yeah.
It still is.
It's
not as fast as like the newer stuff. They just do have newer stuff in there, but it's not like huge. It's pretty small. It to me is that transition. Talking about Harry, because he's the second character we see in the movie. Harry. First of all, I'm going to talk about Jared Leto. I told you last week, I think backstage when we were done with the show, that I don't know how I'm going to feel about Jared Leto.
Yes.
I don't particularly like Jared Leto as an actor.
Yep.
I don't like him. I appreciate the fact that he chooses roles that challenge him. Not recently with Morbius and stuff, but literally, he mostly does stuff that have method attached to it, or he can attach method to it for some reason. But in most of the things he does, I don't really like him. Like Dallas Buyers Club, he does a good job, but I don't like him in the role.
Yep.
In this one, I didn't mind at all.
See, that's what I thought, because I know you said like you didn't like DiCaprio either, but you didn't mind him in Basketball Stars. I'm like, watch Requiem for a Dream again. You're actually you won't mind Leto in the role.
I don't really see Leto in the role because, first of all, he nails the accent more than anyone on this movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know how other people didn't work on their accent. Maybe it was on purpose. I don't think Tyrone needed to work on a Brooklyn accent. I don't think he needed to. Marion comes from Manhattan. She didn't need to work on the accent.
Yeah,
but Sarah,
I think Ellen,
Ellen
speaks like an old Yiddish lady. I mean,
yes, but it's not Brooklyn. It's more Jewish, New York Jewish, not specifically Brooklyn. Leto nails it, and because he nails it, even in moments where it's iffy, right? He's still in the Brooklyn accent, even when he's like high.
Well, even when the high tension moments when he's having the big fights with Marion, like he's still deep in that accent, which I'm like, I got to give him credit.
Yeah, because with his mother, it kind of is, it's on base, but when he's apart, when he's doing something else, when he's inebriated, when he's high, when he's stressed, still on the phone call, when he doesn't really speak, sort of like his words are pretty hard to get out, he's still in that accent. If you notice, it's very subtle, but it's still there. That's how to me, he's got lost in the role, and I don't see Jared Leto. I do see Harry in this.
Yep.
Really good. Really enjoyed that.
Gambit, that's Lux Eterna. We discussed that a little bit ago. Yep. It's everywhere.
Yes. Tyrone. There we go. Tyrone to me is the character that gets beat up the most, but has the better ending of all of them. Because essentially his dream is to just do well by his mom, who essentially passed away. He's holding his at one point he's in the apartment, and he's holding a picture of himself and his mom.
Yep.
Also, the principal from Beverly Hills, who was in what movie she was in recently? I don't remember. She was in Coach Carter. She was also the principal in Coach Carter. Anyway,
was it? There was
it's
Denise
really
Downs,
implied.
who unfortunately she passed away.
Yeah, it's really implied that his dream is just to make his mom like proud of him, and he is I think the most upbeat from all the characters, but he gets fucked over a lot, and not by his own fault. Like the drug deal going wrong after literally these gangsters are like, look, you're a good earner. You're like,
but you're not a junkie. At the end of the movie, he's going through severe withdrawals.
Yeah, they think he's not a junkie. He was fully on junkie.
Oh yeah.
Because in the first time, it's like their whole plan, and Harry's plan, is to get a sort of low grade smack, cut it,
sell it,
earn enough money to get pure heroin to make
cut
even
it
more
even
money,
more,
to
and
get
sell
even
it
more.
Yeah, and sell it, and that too. And oddly enough, that's such the interesting thing too, because when Tyrone, their first time when they go for it, because they get that was it half a key from Angel.
Yeah.
And they start cutting and selling it. Who's the one who wants the taste?
Yeah, it was Tyrone.
It wasn't Harry. Harry's the one saying, no, we can't do that because otherwise we're just going to end up using it all.
Yeah. And I was like, this is like shades from Train Spotting kind of a thing. It's like, I saw this in Train Spotting where they know they couldn't resist it once they have it in their hands, and they don't.
Well, and it's also too where it is important because they have to make sure it's good. So they did need someone to taste it. Really?
Yeah.
But it could have been anybody. That's why in Train Spotting, they had, you had Ewan McGregor's character do the taste there first, and then they had some random. The Russian guys had just some random fucking strung out motherfucker just taste it for them.
Yeah, even off screen, right?
Yeah.
No, the thing about this is the one thing that is very different from Train Spotting is the fact that in Train Spotting, once they shot it up, they were going into this zombie state.
They were immediately going in nods.
Yeah.
And
in this one, they actually were partying, listening to music. They were up and about, talking.
It depended on the scene, because the first scene that they have just Tyrone and Harry just shooting straight skag. And yeah, they're fucked up, and then it kind of like goes out. The next time they're on full on uppers with Marion.
Yeah. And the one thing that I love every time I want to get to
the deal scene is so great.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to that. The deal scene where they just leaning on a very famous hot dog vendor in Coney Island called Nathan's. Literally, I recognized it immediately. I know exactly where they shot this,
and which is great too, because you can tell that they did not shoot it in summer, because in summer that place is you can't be anywhere near that. It's
packed, dude. When we were in New York, it was April. It was kind of the end of April, but the day we went to Coney Island, it was cold. It was not raining, but it had an overcast. And there was lines out the fucking way. And it wasn't even very good.
No, but to be
fair,
even
very good.
That's like going to like the Upper East Side and not going to Katz's. I mean, you gotta go.
We also went to there. We got to. No,
but Katz's is at least good though.
Oh yeah, I went to Katz's. Katz's is it is what you expect from a Jew, like a place.
It's a Jewish deli. Yeah, it's like
you exactly what you see in any other, like any Food Network stuff that you've seen about that place. You get Nathan's though. I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
Fucking hot dog.
Because it's disgusting.
What'd you expect?
It's just not good.
Well, I feel the same way about Pink's. And everybody's rants and raves about how great like Pink's is. I'm like, it's a fucking hot dog.
Okay, but what I wanted to get with, it's not just the scene, the drug dealing scene, is every single time we need like sort of a transition where the characters are taking drugs. You know exactly who is going to be in the scene because of the drugs they are taking.
Yep.
Because if you see Marion, what you see is sort of like the same combination, but for her,
it's Coke.
It's Coke, which fits with her character, even though she is being strung out on smack, essentially.
Oh no, she's doing both, but Coke is her thing of choice, and that's why when they get into a big fight later about the one of the last bits, like that's why, like, because you got all hot headed and you had to go off. That's like, but you got high in front of me. Was I supposed to just sit there?
Yeah, exactly. I can't really show the scene itself, but
well, that will cause it like
for
it's
a few
shifting
seconds.
It's shifting
seconds.
Yeah, but it's shifting between Tyrone as the dealer and Harry as the dealer. But then they have their eyes shifting back and forth, and you just have Tyrone going naturally as deals are being made.
Yeah. So the thing about this is, again, this is still summer, okay, in the first act, where everything is sort of positive. Harry comes back from that night of drug dealing, and he's like, there's tons of money. Even there, that moment, again, with the jump cuts of the shoebox that they have.
Oh, the cash.
Filling up with cash. And you're like, oh my God, they're two junkies with a plan that is like, it's like out there, okay? It's not far-fetched that they're going to do it, but it's like, it's still two junkies with a plan. That's all I was thinking.
They are literally
two junkies with a plan.
They are defying the adage, don't get high on your own supply, because you know they definitely were.
They definitely were. And again, going back to the jump cut scenes of when you see a plunger being pushed, you know it's going to be either Tyrone or Harry, or most likely both of them in the same scene. And oddly enough, as soon as like the plunger pulls in, you see the baggies, then the plunger, then the bloodstream, then the eyes popping back, like
your pupils
dilating,
Yeah.
And then start of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that he used that transition to like sort of like. He used it several times to sort of reset a story angle and moving on to like the progression of the story, but cutting away bits and pieces. I love that the movie is not a 2.5 hour movie. It's like a 100 minutes, because everything moves so fast.
Quick. Yeah.
And nothing kind of stops.
Which I think it fits just with the timeline as well, because when you take it into consideration, this is what, over the course of maybe 6.5, 7 months.
Yeah. Yeah. And even with Sarah, with the diet pills, she goes into this office. The nurse seems to be concerned once the doctor comes in and so casual, it's like, yeah, I see. There's no problem. So here's the prescription. It's like talks to her for a minute and just leaves.
That reminds me so much of, remember what happened in the early 2000s when they were prescribing these like crazy? And
there was like
ephedrine
pandemic. Yeah.
No, not oxy. No, it was basically just synthesized amphetamines that people were utilizing for weight loss, and people were dying because they were just having massive heart attacks, like when they were kids, like kids trying to take this shit and having heart attacks.
In terms of like movie thing, I know it's not for real, but the movie thing looks so good when like the breakfast pill is purple, the lunch pill is blue, and the evening pill is orange.
green.
But also there's a green one. So when you need to calm down and go to bed, and she actually says that to her friends, and she's so happy with it.
She says it to her fridge. See, 3 meals a day. I don't need you.
But she also tells about like the colors of the pills to her Yenta friends.
Yeah.
And it's so sort of casual. And it's like, you do understand that last pill is taking you down from your high.
No, but it is. It's just a massive sedative. And what you're doing is basically like, given your age, you're giving yourself a tiny speedball.
Sort of. And I was thinking about, she is giving herself at the very end a serotonin storm in her head. Sort of. Not really. But yeah, sort of a speedball to go to bed. Very smart. But the thing about
just ask John Belushi and
well, Bill Murray says that that is not true.
Well, we know someone else who did die of one.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do. Where is it? So summer, 40 minutes. Oh, I can't show that.
No, you can't show any of the Tyrone and his girlfriend scenes.
Nope.
So, okay, this is leading up. That's leading up right to the kitchen scene.
I
think this is probably one of the most pivotal scenes of the entire film is the kitchen scene.
I think when that ends, I think it goes into fall. We have a little bit of a duality there.
It is literally where Tyrone is meeting with the guys that he's getting the stuff from besides Angel.
Yes.
And he goes, "Oh my God, you guys got a white driver." And it's because the Sicilian guys put a hit on him, and then they whacked those guys. And he's running out, and it's smash cuts. Oh, it's fall now. Okay.
Literally, I'm trying to get to that point because we were there.
I did just want to take a minute just to talk about the kitchen scene about how imperative.
I'll show it on screen in a second.
That scene want to make sure is because it really shows the reason why Sarah fell down the well as hard as she did in taking the pills, and why in the end they have to force feed her to eat. They had to put a feeding tube down her throat in order to feed her because she won't eat. It's all about, again, she says that the pills not only and Harry says, "Did they give you a lot of pep, Ma?" I can hear you grinding your teeth from here.
Yeah, and to me, it's like, oh, they're giving her amphetamines. I don't want to say cocaine.
No, it's amphetamines. It's
but it's
pure,
amphetamines.
It's amphetamines, yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of brings me back to the start, and this is why I wanted to sort of start with that. Is she aware that Harry is a junkie or not? And this conversation, the fact that he recognizes that she is on drugs, because he says like, "Mom, do you feel like happy, peppy, and like, do you feel?" Essentially, he's like, "Are you high?"
Well, and he also says like, taking diet pills, like uppers, or like, "Mom, are you?" But I'm gonna be on television. I'm gonna wear my red dress. I'm like, you're gonna die before you get there.
Yeah. And when it's sort of like he sort of understands that it's not going anywhere, she's like, she goes into this spiel. It's like, why do you want to go on TV? It's like, I'm old.
Well, because your father died. Yeah. You're a fucking druggie. I mean,
she says you're never around.
Well, I know, but she's what I was alluding to was like, she's completely all alone. She says like, I clean the house, but I don't know why. I'm only by myself. It's like, but you got friends. I'm like, yeah, they're kind of like friends.
Yeah.
But more it's like, because I take the pills because they make it so that I can fit my red dress, and also it makes tomorrow all right. That's what breaks your heart.
Yeah.
And also she mentions the fact that amongst her friends too, she gets the prime seat. She's seen now amongst her friends because she's lost the weight.
It is. And I double checked it. You could see what I'm doing at the backstage.
Yes.
I double checked it. As soon as the drug dealer is dead, the drug dealer that promoted, tried to.
The deaf guy is like, I'm planning to kill you. You're like,
it's like,
no,
that.
I got that.
Yeah, I got that. It's as soon as they get shot, even before Tyrone runs away and gets arrested.
Oh, it's shot. It cuts.
That's where it goes into fall. It's like, I knew it was there. I even saw it today. I just wanted to get to that point where it's like,
boom,
and scene, fall, but it's sort of like it doesn't really reset. It sort of continues.
No, it goes right into Tyrone running away covered in blood.
Yes. And essentially getting arrested, but then sort of the somber, the depression sets in because as soon as that finishes, and he's in, as soon as that finishes and he's in jail, we go back to Sarah looking at her new TV that her son Harry just bought her because they were doing quite well with the box of money.
Yeah.
And you get this thing, and she looks at it, and she doesn't know what the fuck to do with it.
No,
because she's taking pills, and then more pills, and then more pills, and nothing really happens.
Because that's what it is. Because she's growing a tolerance for it, and that's what it is. That's what happens with every user. They develop a tolerance. They have to use more and more and more and more and more, and yeah.
And of course, she calls the nurse, and the nurse tells her, "Don't worry about it, Mrs. Gulp.
Is there something wrong with this batch?" No,
not really. And again, the fall really starts because everybody starts to fall, right? So Harry and Tyrone's deals aren't really happening. Why? Because there's a fight between the blacks and the Italians. And there is no real good smack to buy.
That they can get for cheap.
They can get for cheap. You can pay premium or get for cheap. But stuff kind of happens. And also Marion, who's involved with Harry, gets the jitters, starts to, going into not relapse, but
withdrawals.
Goes into like withdrawals and stuff. And also Harry, but he keeps together a little bit more than her for some reason.
Oh, sorry. There's one thing I wanted to add at the end of the conversation of the kitchen conversation, because that also really affects Harry, where he feels terrible.
Yeah,
like emotionally, he is absolutely destroyed. In the cab, he starts crying, and what does he do immediately? He uses,
and to me, it kind of it signals another thing that Aronofsky was trying to do, and it's sort of, we kind of talked about this in and Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're using the seasons of the year not only to establish timelines, but in order to have some sort of a cyclical motion, or
they almost fit a theme.
Yeah. I talked about the spiraling nature of it, how it spirals, but when it spirals, it's also going around and around and around, but still going down, but it's going around and around. And sort of like that with drug users. We saw that in Trainspotting. We saw that in the Basketball Diaries, because we do see it in real life, how people spiral out of control and they just go over and over and over again. They use they get high, they feel good, and after they calm down, they go back into the reason why they used in the first place, which is either loneliness, depression, whatever.
Ever, yeah.
In the case of Marion, it's kind of implied that it's sexual abuse, but you don't know if it's sort of the father or a boyfriend. We don't know.
Again, we're going to talk about that with the scene with Arnold, but I really think that it was that either her father or someone who was a male parental, like some kind of figure in her life, did abuse her, because it's pretty clear that whatever was going on between Marion and Arnold was before Harry brought up, like, hey, maybe you should just sleep with him and ask for money.
I'm not sure he knew what. Because Arnold and Marion do have a conversation during the summer period where she's like, are you available? It's like, no, I'm indisposed. And they talk about another girl who
but I'm thinking that's his wife. Like, well, is she indisposed?
Okay. Was it his wife?
Well, they never mentioned who that other woman is. I'm assuming it's his wife.
I was assuming it's another hooker friend
or could be.
But in the second conversation that she has, it's right after Harry confronts Marion and said, look, I want to get high with you, but stuff isn't happening. You don't understand. We can get better stuff, but it will cost us a lot more. So we kind of need, this is after the money like goes down, and it seemingly it's going to end. So we need that last score kind of a thing. And we need extra $2,000 to make it happen. So he kind of begs for the money, which leads her to reach out to Arnold.
Yeah, which is funny because that's in the interim when they're having their first kind of like setup where Tyrone's asking Harry, I'm like, don't you know that other guy? Yeah, Big Tim. But Big Tim only does it for pussy. And he goes, I offered him mine, but he said I wasn't cute enough. Funny line.
That was the only Marlon Wayans.
That's a funny line. It's a funny line though.
This is, it kind of supports the fact that sort of Tyrone is, out of all of them, is suffering a lot for the least amount of damage that he seemingly does in the world. But I don't know. It's not here and there for me. He was like, to me, is like the least. He was the most likable character that kind of got shafted the most.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To me.
Well, I think the guy that deserved it the least, because he doesn't seem to be the guy who was actually negatively doing harm or robbing people. He just happens to be there to help Harry take the TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's he's dealing dope, but it's like, but given his circumstances, that's all he had to do.
Exactly. And when he is in the car with all the gangsters, he doesn't really have a gun. He's just,
That's what they're like. You're a good kid. You're a good earner. You see, that's why everybody liked Tyrone, because he did seem like the straight man throughout all of it.
And in the conversation, you see how you kind of manifestation of earlier abuse. Again, it's all interjection. You kind of guess. Nothing is implied even. Nothing is even said. Everything is in Jennifer Connelly's face.
Well,
Everything
is the one that you had below was when that scene where she had that response, like you smug fuck, and stabs him with the fork in her own like clear delusional thought about what she wanted to do but doesn't do. It's like, that's why I'm thinking that abuse is part of the system that's already inherent there.
And this is where that camera I was talking about, the Snorri cam, I don't know what they call it, the Snorri. That's a bad name. Where it's like in your face while you're walking around. Again, we've seen this many times before, but remember, this is 2000s. It wasn't as prevalent as today to show this sort of the same thing. And this is, sometimes it's not even for, for dark movies, even for like comedy stuff that they use this for.
Oh yeah.
But in this particular scene in this particular movie, they used it to enhance the depression of what just happened, right? For her, it's palpable. Again, when she walks out of Keith David's place, again, in your face with the disgust and shame and whatever she's feeling at the time.
That's when she the perfect blue scene. But with this one, it's evident when she leaves Arnold's, her psychologist. Like she goes down, like as she's leaving the apartment, it starts raining. She turns around and vomits immediately.
Vomits all over the place.
She is sick. She is sick with herself.
Yes. The one thing to me,
and sorry, just
I'm moving into this because I wanted to ask you about this particularly. In this apartment building, it's essentially not Brooklyn. I'm thinking it's Manhattan. It's more of an upper class thing, so you would see people with, ties, jackets, all that stuff.
I'm thinking at the time, since it is late 90s, this would be Manhattan. Or at least like Upper East Side. Yeah.
What I'm going for area, is when she walks into that elevator, to me, these two guys seem like two like FBI agents or two like detective or something. Like two essentially policemen. And it's not, right? It's not even applied. No, but to me, that feeling of she is so shameful of what she's done as if she just committed a crime. Yet she goes into the elevator with two men that kind of looks like, FBI agents or something, but she doesn't say anything. They don't say anything to her, but it kind of increases the disgust that she has and ultimately gets sick from. But yeah,
that's fair. I would say also too, the two look like, how that sort of builds into the party scene later, where those two could clearly be attendees at that party, at Big Tim's party.
And this is, of course, that moment where he looks at the picture of his mom. Again, I'm not even sure he even says that she's dead.
No, it's never mentioned. No,
it's never mentioned. It's sort of implied that she's dead, or maybe they're estranged. We don't actually know. But that feeling of disappointment, I disappointed my mom, which is his shtick. The disgust continues here, where all that Harry wants to know is not what she did, is did you bring the money?
Yeah.
And it's going to get thrown in his face, essentially.
And what's interesting, too, is what I want to bring up there, because it's juxtaposed while Marion's doing that. Harry is just watching, obviously, like, it's QVC. It's a like television shopping, like a TV shopping
home
network,
shopping network
kind
of a thing.
He's watching that, but he sees a vision of Marion fucking Arnold. He can't take it. So again, what does he do?
Takes even more drugs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop here, and we'll do a quick, and I do mean quick, next game, because I need a little bit of a break. All right, this is, of course, Cinema Deathmatch.
Round one, fight.
Cinema Deathmatch is where we take two movies, pit them together, and see which one is the best one. If there's no discernible difference between the two, both of them are good or both of them are bad, we fall into our criteria, which is Saturday evening, Friday evening, out with the boys, out with the girls, out with your significant other. Two movies in a vacuum. Which one will we pop in? And of course, I need to do this. In Bruges, or The Pursuit of Happiness. Chat participation is most welcome. All my feelings?
Do you need to ask?
I do.
You do. There's a reason why. In Bruges is one of the first movies we ever discussed.
No,
before we
it's
did
not one of the first.
No. Not doing the podcast. Talking about movies
way
in general.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's in Bruges.
We have not discussed The Pursuit of Happiness ever.
No, it's in Bruges. I mean, Harry, you're a cunt. You've always been a cunt, and you will always be a cunt.
Yes. Pursuit of Happiness is really hard for me to watch. And In Bruges has midgets doing porn. I'm joking. It's a line from the movie.
And it was Peter Dinklage, so
it wasn't Peter Dinklage, dude.
I know I'm messing with you.
RoboCop or The Running Man. 1987. Both.
Did you see that they did a remake of The Running Man?
I saw that they are doing / did a remake.
Yeah.
Is it Jake Gyllenhaal, The Running Man? I don't know who they got for The Running Man.
No, it's an actor who he's been in. He was in that Hitman movie that you hated.
Okay.
The guy who was an informant for the FBI, and then he portrayed himself as a hitman. I'm using air quotes here.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
RoboCop or Running Man?
This is a difficult one. It has to be on who I'm watching the movie with.
Okay. So, okay, who are you watching RoboCop with? Who are you watching The Running Man with?
RoboCop with my mom and someone else we both know, and The Running Man with pretty much everybody else, because people are not going to realize, like, why the hell are you laughing? Like, this movie's great.
I'm gonna pick RoboCop, especially after watching it with my boy.
That's a lot
at the
of fun.
kind of the same age where I watch RoboCop, which is
a
good,
fun movie.
which is 10. Last one. Okay. It's a bit
that's too easy. It's Brewster's Millions.
It's
I mean,
Brewster's Millions.
Come on.
Okay. Okay. It's easy. Touch of Evil or Boiler Room?
I don't know. I really like Touch of Evil.
You don't like Touch of Evil?
I really like Touch of Evil.
Okay, so do I. It is essentially Touch of Evil.
That's it. Boiler Room is a fun movie on its own, though.
Yes, that'll be the end.
Speaking of Mr. Giovanni Ribisi.
Yes, I know. Oh, no, not F1. I said Escape. Damn it. Where was I? There and here. Oh, I need to do this and do that. This and that and this and that. There we go. So the two boys are off to buying smack, but a junkie comes in with a gun, making everybody escape.
Which is so, with the way that they have it set up, this is like the weirdest. Like, it's set in it's Walmart's. It's not a Walmart.
Yeah,
it's a smaller kind of, like, it's like a Piggly Wiggly or Publix. It's like a supermarket essentially.
A local Target. Let's just call it what it is.
Kind of like that.
It's just not Target.
Yeah, but having it in the back of that and just be like, you do realize this is a bad idea, bringing a whole bunch of people that are really addicted to heroin or want to sell it for money together in a room and be like, no, not everybody, make an orderly queue.
Yeah.
Did your ticket come up? No, it's not your number now.
To me, the one thing that is like junkie logic is this. The truck comes from Florida because it has Florida oranges. Why don't we just take a car and go down to
go to Miami? Fuck
and
it, man.
Get fucking smack.
Dude.
And I was
Let's
like,
do it.
Don't you know Miami is a coke town? What the fuck? Yeah. But of course, like I said, it's junkie logic, essentially. And they made it all the way to Florida before they got arrested. They couldn't get arrested in, I don't know, South Carolina or something.
I don't know. With the way they're acting, it could have been deep South Carolina or southern Georgia.
Or Georgia. And I was like, you really like Florida is where you encounter these really southern racist cops? Okay.
Well, I don't think it was Florida. I think that Florida was the goal. I think they got picked up somewhere in between because I don't think they ever mentioned where.
They mentioned Florida. Tyrone's I think is it Tyrone that says it?
They said there's 600 miles. There's 600 miles closer to Florida, and then
then they could be in Georgia or South Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was only thinking that just because I could see him in the backwoods out of nowhere where they had to stop at some 24-hour urgent care for his arm, which, by the way, was already really bad before they left.
Yes, but he ends up like the only shot where you actually do see a needle go into a vein, where normally you don't even see a syringe.
You just see the plunger.
Just a plunger, right? Or the bottle cap that they use to cook it up or whatever, right? You don't actually see a syringe until that moment where he puts a syringe inside the infected fucking vein.
Because there's necrotic tissue already going, and eventually it's gangrenous. We're like, yeah.
And to me, it really reminds me of another movie we covered, which is Substance.
Oh, yeah.
When she drew out more and more and more of the fucking liquid from the back looked gangrenous already. And I was like, I'm not sure the
I don't think Fargeau took it from connection. No, but that's really close. That's what would happen too.
Yeah, it's really close. So Sarah, this is like, I'm not even sure at this point it's already winter, but fall kind of falls into winter right after that truck scene, right?
Yeah, and what's interesting is there's one we kind of skipped over because this is it's so good because there's that complete juxtaposition between their kind of, I would say, highs overall, because even when Sarah's kind of going through her phase of not really withdrawals, but her tolerance is down, but she still has the manic effect where she goes to the doctor and everything around her is slowed. Like when she's talking, she's slowed down, but everything around her is moving so fast.
I skipped past that. Yeah. I had it stopped on the back end, but we moved on. But
but it's just part of the it's amphetamine psychosis.
Yeah, and this is kind of prompts her to take, like, she starts to mix the pills, like the lunch pill and the breakfast pill and the evening.
And she's increasing her own, like she's self-medicating. Like she's popping them too. And I love that's I think Aronofsky did such a great job. And whoever did the sound work on this, besides the soundtrack, with just the pill popping sound and then popping a pill in the mouth and then with them shooting up, those smash cuts between the three of them doing all their medications. It's great.
And not only that, the fact that she's sitting down and she hears a noise and
the fridge to feed me, Sarah. Oh God, it's fucking freaky as shit.
It's freaky as shit. And you have to realize she is either in an amphetamine high or in a like full-blown psychosis.
It's full-blown psychosis.
Or both.
Yeah. Well, because
both at
this
the
is
same time.
In between it where the TV starts talking to her directly after she sees herself in it, and she sees the virtual the TV version of herself come out of the TV with Tappy, and they're in her apartment.
This sort of,
and then the apartment breaks down, and now she's actually on television. Because they have like the full live TV audience in the background and the camera work and everything. Like, yeah.
And at this moment on the other side, it's Harry and Marion go into like complete disarray. This is still fall.
Yeah.
Where she goes into the psychosis, and also Harry and Marion are like, Harry's trying to get Marion to understand, look, there is no smack
we can't buy
available to start this plan that we started in the summer that kind of got blown out of the water because literally people got blown out of the water. And Marion is like, you don't understand. I need
This is like,
smack.
I don't give a
I
shit.
need
You
heroin.
fucking,
I don't
she's like, I don't
care.
give a shit, you fucking loser.
Yeah, you loser. And that whole psychosis goes completely like frail. And they're like, okay, let's call Angel, get a truck, and we'll start going down to Florida. This is where winter starts. I know I've jumped through a lot.
I was going to say that we do have just that one bit with like the puppet, the fridge puppet at the end with the giant gaping maw.
Yeah. I want to get to that. Did they do it like in like early CGI or?
Oh no, it was a practical puppet.
It was a practical puppet. I want to get to it because it's right at the end of like everybody's dancing in her apartment and
because everyone's saying, "Feed me, Sarah. Feed me, Sarah."
And Shooter McGavin is
tapping
tapping that ass. Not really. They're necking, but
well, no. What's so great too is that like all of them, they're feeding on her own insecurities and fears, which again you could tell it's all in her head.
Yeah. I mean, if you think it's real, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like if we're talking about it, it's that dream state or the dream that some of the characters. There we go. That dream that some of the characters have, it's freaky and also with a lot of meaning behind it. Because Sarah is sort of obsessed with that red dress throughout the movie, right?
Well, and it's more about just about being seen again. Like she was.
I'm getting to the red dress. Sort of why I have this.
Gotcha. Okay.
I told you behind the scenes, it's sort of an inappropriate for the movie because it has Deadpool on it, but I don't have any other.
No, but in
shirts.
a way, a lot of people had that reaction when they watched the movie, though. Very Kevin
but
McAllister
not in a comedic way. No, I wanted to get to that. Sarah, and I double checked it. Sarah doesn't talk to Harry about the red dress before Harry first had that dream of Marion at the end of the pier with a red dress.
Oh, at the end of the boardwalk.
Yes, at the end of the boardwalk. She doesn't tell him about the red dress until the I'm old speech.
That's the kitchen
scene. She mentions it, that she's now able to fit into the red dress. But it's sort of like he doesn't even pay attention to it because he's more concentrated on her drug use.
Yeah.
And then he dreams that dream again with Marion at the end of the pier with the red dress. Later on, it becomes to the point where he falls off
there's no one
off
at the end
pier.
of the pier. Like he goes to the pier and then he falls off the pier.
Yeah, sort of like that progression of like the sort of wonderful dream. Then it's sort of implied that she's there, but she's not there. And then he like completely falls off the deep end, essentially falling off the deep end. Same red dress. What's the meaning of it? I didn't dive deep into it.
I could only think of just the sense of security and unconditional love that his mother provided, combined with the love that he felt from Marion. And that's all and he feels so isolated in his own right too. Because how many people actually know his actual name is Harry? His mother and Marion. Who else? What does everybody else call him?
Call him Harry by name?
No, Jim.
He calls him Jim?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Rewatch it. It's like he never calls him Harry.
Weird that he calls him Jim, though, of all things.
Because he probably gave him a false name the first time and just went with it.
No, I mean Jim from the Basketball Diaries.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even sure there is even a connection that he.
I don't think there's a connection there, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. So winter comes in and all of our characters are in a even deeper.
Yeah, because Sarah
spiral.
going through that full psychosis flees her apartment and just goes like, I'm going to the talent agency where I sent that letter. And I'm just going to start ranting and raving to everybody.
And she actually does get there, which is a surprise, which, you know, you don't know if she actually does get there, but they do sort of placate her fantasy or delusion.
Well, you have to, because you're
until the
talking to a
cops-
fucking crazy person. So you're like, yeah, hold on, sit down. We'll get to you in a second. Everything will be okay.
But on the other end, it's Marion going crazy, trashing the apartment. And then, of course, she finds we haven't talked about it, but we can't talk about everything. She finds that number that Angel gave to Harry of where to go to score.
Big Tim, because we mentioned, because Big Tim is a callback to, you know, his Big Tim, because the only reason why he would ever give up drugs is for pussy. And,
yes. So essentially, she finds a way to get pussy, and of course, it starts off with
she gets drugs, not puss. But I love the fact that too, like, even though she is on her like the very, very worst ends of it, she still has that moment of hesitation where she hangs up the phone first and then redoes. Like, that's brilliantly written.
Yeah, she calls, immediately hangs up, waits a few seconds, calls again, and the guy on the other, Big Tim, essentially understands exactly what
as soon as it's a high, he just starts laughing. He's like, oh, I know, baby girl.
Yeah, I know. And Keith David is so good because essentially he takes it out and she looks at it.
I know it's beautiful, but I didn't bring it out for air. Like,
yes, I was like, oh my God, that's
a line.
Genius. And so horrible at the same time. Oh my God. And even says like, black bitches don't know how to give head. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a cultural thing from Africa. I was like, what?
Because he mentions about the fact that she's obviously Irish, and that's why that's why he likes him. Like, it's a great line.
I'm gonna move.
And he said, like, made Marion. Yeah, Little John.
Yeah, made Marion.
Right. That too. He already knows he got her on the hook. Where you're like, we're gonna have a party on Sunday. You come by. And he goes like, well, I don't know. I'm busy then. And he goes, okay, I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
He already knows.
He already knew. And this is that moment from
Perfect Blue. Yep.
Perfect Blue. Which, you know, even if you didn't know, that entire scene,
it's
mirrors that going to Arnold and then getting sick scene.
Yeah.
Sort of like she's screaming, but she's screaming inside the tub.
Well, the score lining up
or
perfectly too. The score lines up exactly when she starts screaming with the strings hit. It's like, it's great.
Yeah. Of course, I'm moving forward because it literally bounces off the three ends of this.
Yeah.
Where one end is Sarah, the other end is Marion, and the third end is essentially Tyrone and Harry together in the road trip to Florida. But I'm going to stick with Marion because Marion also, again, in that final call with Harry is right before she already made that decision to go back to Big Tim and having the, what can I show? This one is good. Where it's juxtaposed between the light in her face and Sarah getting shocked.
Yes.
Getting super shocked and
Like
the light
therapy, yep.
disturbing and the shocks and everything kind of melds together. Again, it jumps all over the place on purpose just to keep the rhythm as high as humanly possible. You're not in one story. You're shocked by this, and then suddenly you move to another thing and you're totally shocked by a different thing. And then the sort of the respite is actually Tyrone and Harry, which is odd, but yeah,
which
that
is weird,
moment where it jumps all over the place and then it stops in Tyrone in the waiting room, looking at all the racists looking at him.
Yeah. What's interesting too is in the examination room where Harry is just like, it's my arm, it's my arm. As soon as the doctor sees that, he grabs every
Yeah, he grabs
every injectable.
all the drugs.
He's like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah. He grabs all the drugs away from him because he already knew it was going down. Yeah. So that's Tyrone in the waiting room.
You can already see how he's already got cold sweats. He's starting to go through withdrawals. He's starting.
Yeah, but he keeps looking at the back as if everybody's looking at him, yet nobody actually does look at him. If you
until
really
a cop
think
like walks right in front of him, because obviously
Yeah.
you know your friend is clearly a junkie and his arm's
Yeah.
gonna fucking rot off. So
yeah. I want to get to that point where he does this look after a double take. It's like, okay, and then he grabs a bunch of things and he just swish.
see, this is the only issue that I have is they would not have taken Harry to jail.
You wouldn't think so, but it's sort of like I think it's to emphasize the fact that they're junkies and they're caught in a place where it's
In a southern
a little
state.
bit more conservative, Bible Belt.
Yeah, could be.
The bias is palpable.
I said, but typically though, that's part of the Hippocratic oath. You see someone where his arm is going to literally fall off if not kill him, because he could go into septic shock.
Yeah,
you don't put him in prison.
Yeah. Of course, like I said, it's going back and forth, and then right before he essentially gets arrested, it's that phone conversation where they actually shot this in real time, going back, like they shot everything and they only go back and forth in the cuts, but in actuality, they're saying their entire dialogue going back and forth in real time.
Yeah.
Which
is great because
it's great because they
all
do
she's doing
act
is
off each other.
She's starting to cry. She's like, can you come home tonight?
Yeah.
I'll come home.
Yeah.
And they both know they're both lying.
Yeah. I want to get to This to me is one of the most famous shots from the movie. That and Jennifer Connelly almost are stark naked.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say obviously too the first big shot of Jared Leto's eye, because that was that's the poster.
Yeah. And then of course, like I said, after that whole rigmarole where Tyrone and Harry get arrested, go into it's not a forced labor camp, but essentially it's prison with labor attached to it.
Jail, but that has work associated on the side. I'm like, are you here? Can you hear me?
But essentially,
work. Yeah.
Sort of the last shot we have of Harry is him getting to the fetal position. He is not fully in the fetal position because they had to shot the arm. So he couldn't quite get into the fetal position, but essentially that is the last shot we get from him.
Well, and that's after he has the dream that he fell off of the bridge, and with that kindly nurse saying, "Who's Marion? She'll come," and he goes like, he knows she's not coming.
She'll Marion is coming back home from her sex escapade,
the party, but she's got her bag.
Yep, she's got her bag. She's got the bag full of fucking heroin.
And what's so great too is like her dream again, because one of the reasons why they did it so they could open up a store so she could start designing clothes. And that, look at all of her designs are all trashed. Again, her dreams are ruined.
She is smiling. She is smiling, which is so odd because you would think she would be sitting in sort of like Ace Ventura moment after Einhorn is a man sitting.
But Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Yeah, but not that part. I mean, the part where he's like so disgusted by himself, so he's sitting in the corner of the shower.
He pours he pour bleach on his toothbrush.
Yeah, but not that happy.
Yeah.
But she is smiling, which I found really odd. And of course, Tyrone in the prison, dreaming of being curled up by his mom, and again going into the fetal position. He is not smiling at all.
No.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's another black man going to prison twice in a movie.
Well,
not once.
I would say
twice.
To be fair, I was gonna say the reason why he could be actually stuck in jail or prison this time is because he did flee. Because again, remember, Harry bailed him out on charges already. So technically, he was a flight risk to begin with, and he probably didn't show up for his court date. Clearly, so.
And Sarah is in the hospital, still dreaming of being on the show.
And this again is so heartbreaking where she's like, and welcome Sarah Goldfarb. And she comes out in my and also we brought your lovely son Harry, and Harry walks out looking like he did when he in the graduation photo, hugging his mom. And that's the end of the movie.
Yep. Essentially. Not essentially, but yeah. I want to get to this. I love the fact that they used a fake sort of 80s.
It looks like a CRT TV, yeah.
Not really a CRT TV, but sort of a TV with the rabbit ear antenna that she had in,
that's fair.
In her place, where it could get. It's not really fuzz that's created from the broadcast. It's fuzz created by the fact that you don't get a perfect reception.
Yep,
which is essentially lost to time, but they still keep that in as if we're in her living room watching her old TV, not the new TV. But the weird part is in the new TV, it's not better, right? It's not better in the new TV.
Well, because if you think about it, this is how, again, this is a very, very interesting concept, because a lot of people, if you ask them, especially people that are of the boomer generation, if they grew up watching black and white TV, they dream in black and white.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before.
So with her constant inundation over the past, I would say, I don't know how many years it's been since Seymour died, but obviously Harry is in his early 20s, so it's at least been 5 or 6 years since he graduated from high school.
Yeah.
So maybe he died right afterward. So she's only had that TV constantly. So that's how her dreams are going and her delusions. That's how she sees them.
Yeah, I guess so. I really haven't thought about it, but yeah. That's really interesting. That really kind of brings us to the end of the show. And any last thoughts? Because we can talk for another hour about this.
Yeah. It's funny. As soon as you said it brings us to the end of the show, you froze.
Oh, really?
For several seconds. It was like, perfect.
Because I don't see me freezing.
Yeah, I know. We can only see it.
I can see a little bit of problems with the camera lapse of the whatever. Never mind. I'll fix it. It's I've strained my PC today a lot.
No, it's fine. It was just funny. It was like, oh, that's apropos. Anyway,
okay. So any last
thoughts about the movie? It's obviously, again, one of those films that is, you have to kind of mentally prepare yourself, because I don't think people going to see this movie for the first time were ready for what they were going to see. Obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, I don't know why you haven't watched the movie already to begin with.
Yeah, you should watch it before the show.
But you're definitely ready to watch it now. It is definitely an emotional gut punch, but I think at the time, not a lot of directors were doing and making such brave films as Aronofsky was doing with this movie.
No. And Do you think Michel Gondry got inspired by this or not?
Oh yeah,
because there's not similarities in the story. It's two different completely stories, but that cyclical seasons of the year kind of a thing really reminded me of that, of Eternal Sunshine. Again, not a movie that I particularly like, but it seems like the inspiration is there, maybe subconsciously. I don't know what it is. It really reminded me of that. But my last thoughts is I still can watch this movie again.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as dark as I remember. It is dark, but it's not as somber as I remember it, because I haven't, after rewatching it, especially today, I don't think I would consciously want to watch this movie again, but I wouldn't oppose to it if the situation arises. It's a really good movie with a lot of hidden meanings in it and a lot of not hidden meanings in it. I was looking to pick it apart, but it does tell a pretty good story of why addicts do what they do.
Yeah.
Without sugar, that's the thing that is missing. It's that sugar coating is really important, that you don't have it, especially when it says no sugar many, many times throughout.
Yeah.
It's the fact that life does not really have to end in a rehab center and rebirth and rejuvenation.
Shouldn't.
Essentially, what's missing from the story is spring, the rejuvenation period. It's not there, it's on purpose, and it's so not subtle at all, if you think about it.
Which in our own way, I think we kind of, oddly enough, took a little bit from Aronofsky in the way we've done the month, and I'm kind of glad we skipped Blow for this particular reason. Again, it was all based off of one drug. Again, probably the worst of all of them, and the one that's causing, again, national epidemics across multiple nations.
Yep.
Because the pharmaceutical industry is evil, and that's a topic for another day. But again, we started off with the potential, the downsides of, hey, Train Spotting overall, if you think about it, outside of Tommy, everybody, well, and the baby, everybody else ended up pretty much okay at the end.
Begbie, no, I think
Bigby's
only
in
Renton
jail.
ended up good.
Renton? No, Renton and
Spud, yeah.
Spud and God, what's his name?
Sick Boy?
Sick Boy. Because Sick Boy, they never say what happened to Sick Boy.
But he's borderline pederast. He tried to get the high school chick
I know.
on a porno.
Well, no, he was trying to pimp her out. That's a difference.
Okay. Make her into a prostitute. That is way better. Anyway, go watch this Train Spotting show. Anyway.
But then we go into Basketball Diaries, where it had more somber notes in it, and it shows more of the real decline in what they're willing to do for drugs. It shows that Jim willing to prostitute himself, eventually crossing that line again. And then obviously
it still comes out clean at the
in the end, and it's a happy story. And this one, it's like, no, it's just sad,
it's
all around
sad and bad. Yeah, we don't get the spring even for a moment.
No.
All right, that really brings us to quite a somber month, but it is what it is. Next month, we had a little bit of a rework. I don't want to say it's not somber, but it's definitely more on the interesting part. Next month is Big Brother is Watching You.
All I'm saying is you're going to want to turn your phones off after you watch a couple of these episodes.
Especially on the 9th.
Yes.
No. It's all about conspiracy theories, government intervention, spying, and Big Brother. Let's just call it that. We won't disclose everything, but next week is actually Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson and one Julia Roberts. A movie that people kind of forgot and went by the wayside. Again, it's not, if I remember, not particularly good, but I found it particularly interesting in terms of what is going on and sort of combining different theories to have a theory within a theory within the movie. I found that interesting, but we'll talk about it next week. So go watch Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts and have fun with it. And of course, remember, guys, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. We'll see you next week. Maybe my camera will be frozen. Maybe.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.